Hi, everybody. Welcome to Rachel's Reviews and Rotoscopers. And today we are continuing on my series of talking with the Sundance animators. And today we have May Kindred-Boothby with us. She is the animator behind The Eating of an Orange, new Sundance short. And thank you so much, May, for coming on talking with us.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah. So this is your first time on the podcast. So I'm going to give you a chance to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about how you got inspired to animate.
Well, I started animating. Well, I started off as an illustrator, and then when I found out that I could make the pictures move, it was like this magical power that had been opened up to me.
Uh-huh.
And I haven't stopped animating since. Really,
Nice.
it feels like the closest thing to being able to like show someone your dreams. You can sort of visualize something totally, and then be like, here it is, look.
Yeah. So do you have films that really inspired you, animated films that really inspired you growing up?
Yeah, definitely the like old classic Disney films were a big inspiration, and then also Studio Ghibli. As a teenager, I loved all of the Studio Ghibli films. They're just so beautiful and magical. And Triplets of Belleville is another classic. The Sylvian Chomet film, amazing animator. His like characterization is just incredible.
Yeah. Were you always a drawer, somebody who sketched and drew?
Yeah, totally. My mum is also an illustrator, so she taught me to draw from a young age. So a lot of the plants, if I draw, she mainly illustrates. Well, she illustrates a lot of plants, and when I draw plants, it comes out looking so much like her drawings.
So this short, The Eating of an Orange, how did that all like come about? How did you get the inspiration for it?
Well, I made it on my masters at the RCA, on the animation masters there.
Wow.
And I wanted to make something that was about convention and sexuality and my own experiences of how convention can influence how you express yourself and limit it. And I wanted to do it in a like surreal and humorous way, because I think often if you're talking about things that are issues that are related to specific people, often if you make it too on the nose, you only get people who already have knowledge about that interest. So I wanted to make something that was like a bit abstracted and a bit funny and a bit surreal to then sort of lure in other people into thinking about these ideas around convention and its effects.
So how did you decide on an orange as your fruit of choice for this?
I mean, they're just so delicious. It just made sense.
Because a lot of times with like Adam and Eve, you see like apples or you see figs or something like that. Yeah. And so I was like, it's interesting that you went with oranges.
I don't know. It just sort of that was actually the start of the idea, was this idea of someone who lived in this conventional world being given an orange. I think there's something about the like sweet, innocent pleasure of eating an orange, which just sort of said a lot. And also obviously the sort of visual reference of what it looks like. And I just love oranges. I think they're great.
That is one of my questions. Do you like oranges?
I love oranges, and I love the color orange. I think it's so joyful.
Yeah. I thought it was an interesting combination of sort of a sketchy style with the watercolors, and then you had the sections that were the fluorescent blue and black. I was just wondering what was sort of your process for coming up with that style?
I wanted to make something that was, do you know the animator George Schwezgabel?
I don't.
Right. He's an amazing animator who did a lot of stuff in oils. He's got like a very oil painty style. And I love his use of color and the textures involved in it. And he was a really inspiration in the style, because a lot of the work that I was doing before the masters was I was doing a lot of work for animated documentaries, and a lot of the time it was for quite dark subjects. So the style often got contained into sort of like black and white, and also a lot of like historical documentaries, so they stayed quite black and white for that. but I am a very colourful person. I love colour and love colour palettes. So I really wanted to make something that sort of dived into that. So I wanted to have chances to make different sort of colour worlds to represent different sections and sort of just really make it really like juicy and visual and sort of poppy.
It kind of reminded me a little bit of like Bill Plimpton.
Oh,
I
I
if you
don't
know,
know.
his, but he has sort of this sketchy watercolory kind of style that it kind of reminded me of. What was the animator you said?
George Schwezgabel. He did an amazing version of the story of The Man Without Shadow, which is really incredible.
Just want to make sure I get that spelled right in the in the written version.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I couldn't spell it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very dyslexic.
Yeah. And I liked the way that it kind of moved and flowed and everything in between the different sequences. Was that a challenge to get that right? To get animated and rendered the way you wanted?
I think it's one of the things that I think animation does really well is this like morphing and this dreamlike quality.
Yeah.
And I have really vivid dreams, and so I sort of wanted to include that thing that happens when you're in a dream and you're in one place and then you turn and then you're suddenly somewhere else in this like other totally different realm. That's sort of what I based the transitions on. And I guess it did take me a little while to figure out the best way of doing that really captured that thing of the dreamlike thing where you can be in one place and then it goes like woo, and then you're somewhere else. But yeah, I think it's one of the best things about animating is that like fluidity within it. Of sort of shift things and merge things into each other.
Yeah, it must be satisfying when you see it all come together.
It's really satisfying. It is great. It does. It's what makes it all worthwhile, because it takes so long.
Yeah.
And I was the sole animator for this, so I gave myself RSI in the process of making it.
Oh my gosh. So, but the other collaborators you worked with for like the music and for other things, was that like through school that through your program that you coordinated with all those people, or how did that all?
So the music I did with my sister. She's the other musician, so we did it together as a collaboration. So she's an amazing electronic musician and also makes her own synthesizers and electronic instruments. Her work is incredible, and I've wanted to work with her for ages. We used to make loads of music together as teenagers, so it was so nice to get her in on it. And I did the more analog part, so the bass that you can hear and the more like sound design bits were me. And then I would send it over to her and she would add in all of these like gorgeous textural electronic layers and then send it back, and I'd add a bit more. It was a really beautiful sort of collaborative process. It was really fun.
That's cool. Nice when you keep it in the family.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was cool. Such a treat to work with her. And it felt like because we have like lots of shared references and things like that, it felt like she really it was quite easy for her to get what I was talking about, which was great.
Yeah. So what advice would you give to animators who want to someday submit to Sundance and have that experience?
Make what you want to make, I think would be my advice. Like, make the stuff that feels genuine and true. And like dive into your mind.
Yeah. When you found out you got accepted, you must have freaked out.
Oh my God, completely freaked out. I was so not expecting it. When I applied, I was like, well, that's 50 quid wasted. I'll never see that again. I was so surprised. And I'm still sort of like vaguely expecting to arrive and for them to be like, oh no, you've made a mistake.
I get that. I think we all have a little bit of imposter syndrome in us.
Exactly.
No matter what. It's
yeah, for sure. But especially it's sort of being my grad film and having made it pretty much sort of being the only, not having a producer or not having a team. it does feel quite surreal to be coming out, but also super exciting.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. Well, we like to end our interviews with some fun, get to know you rapid fire questions. So
Nice.
the first one is, what is the best ice cream flavor?
Oh, so I don't like ice cream.
Oh,
Mango sorbet.
okay. Okay. What's your favorite color?
Orange, obviously.
Yeah. Perfect. What music are you into?
Everything. I like bits and bobs from all over the place. I like a lot of jazz. I like a lot of folk music. I like a lot of like electronic music. Bits and bobs.
Awesome. Okay. What is your go-to date night food?
Ooh, date night food. Pizza.
Good choice. Okay. What is your go-to date night activity if you're going out doing something?
Oh, what would it be? Maybe go and see some music. Going or going to I going to do something that I have never done before.
Ooh.
That's fun.
Yeah. Although risky.
Yeah, exactly.
That's risky, but it could be fun. Okay. Which do you like better, dogs or cats?
Cats.
Oh, good. Okay. Which do you like better, beaches or mountains?
Oh, that is so hard. I can't choose both.
Okay. What's your favorite holiday to celebrate?
Ooh, Spain.
What's that? Oh, going to Spain?
Where
do you like to go in Spain?
I love to go down to the south coast and stay in the mountains, but then also go to the beach. That's why I can't choose.
Yeah. Cool. All right. What is your favorite animated film all time?
So hard to choose. Let's go with Triplets Belleville that I said earlier. I think that's a big one.
It's a good one. Are you excited about his new movie coming out?
A new movie coming out?
Yeah, he's got a new movie this year.
God.
Yeah, about Marcel Pagnol. Yeah, which should be really fun.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So there we go. You did it. Answered all the questions.
Great.
Thank you so much for coming on talk with us, and good luck with the short. Congratulations. And it was so fun to get to talk with you.
Yeah, that's been great. Thanks, Rachel.
Are you a fan of Rachel's reviews? Do you look forward to Family Movie Night, Female Film Critics panels, or the Talking Disney podcast? If so, please consider supporting the podcast by becoming a Patreon. As a patron, you get to access monthly events such as the watch-alongs and Q&As, where you get to talk to stars and find out the behind the scenes of the movie making industry. And you can pick what I review for Family Movie Night or even become a guest on the podcast. Podcasts and YouTube channels are expensive, and I really, really could use your help. I would so appreciate it. You also get to be a member of the Facebook group where we talk about all the films that we're seeing, and we have so much fun. Go to patreon.com/Hallmarkies and select one of the Rachel's fan tiers. That's patreon.com/Hallmarkies. I'd like to thank May for coming on the podcast. This was so much fun to get to talk with her. Really enjoyed it. Let us know what you think about the things we've talked about, and make sure you check out all of the interviews that I've done, and particularly the Sundance interviews. I would really appreciate it. And if you are listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews. If you're watching YouTube, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate that. And check out the patron group and merch store. We have hashtag Animation Junkie shirts, and I'm an animation girl. So take a look at that. And thanks again to May, and we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.